That's still we good win on Tuesday night against Maidenhead, and now it's ahead to another big game on Saturday against Weymouth.
Yeah, I keep saying it in the interviews, they're all big games. Weymouth are coming off, makes it, for me, a more difficult game now because they're coming off the back of a 5-0 defeat away to Altrincham, which now, once you've been beaten, we got beat 4-1 on Saturday and we bounced back and won 2-0. It makes you, if you've got that little bit of desire in the camp, which we have, and I'm sure they do have, because if you look at their results, they're very competitive in all the games they're in. They're in all the games they've been in. They've drawn a lot of games, but it's hard to get wins in this league. So, for them, they're probably looking at it and thinking, if we could have turned some of the draws into wins, then the gap would be a lot closer between the pack that's just away from them at the minute. But it's going to be a really tough game. They've got some very good players within their squad.
And then as you say, they got a devastating defeat on the weekend. Do you think they'll sort of come to us now, playing safe and playing the basics and try and get that clean sheet? Whereas like before, if they lost narrowly or they drew or won, they might try and be a bit more clever and try and work something against us. Do you think it'd be like a sort of tight game with them now?
I think on Tuesday night he changed his shape for the first time that he'd been in there as a manager. He's been playing 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, whatever kind of you want to look at it within a shape. He went back to a back four and played 4-1-4-1 against Altrincham, and he's probably done it because Altrincham are a very good football inside to try and stop their fullbacks getting out and overloading. And obviously they got beat 5-0, so I expect him to revert back to the shape that has brought him the success in the sense of getting points from games. And it's always going to be a tight game, whether they got beaten down there or if they'd have won. It's going to be a tight game. It's a game that for them now, I think, they need to win. The pressure is kind of all on them, and we've kind of put ourselves in a very nice position as a football club. We've got the points on the board now. We're in a really good position, and it's a credit to the lads for the points that they've picked up throughout the season.
Is it a must-win game then for both sides? So a win for us will, I don't want to say secure safety because it's not mathematically possible, but it will give them a massive uphill task to claw back 16 points with so few games remaining. And then also they need to win to sort of claw back the gap that they've left themselves as well to the teams just above them.
Yeah, I think for us as a management team, you kind of take away the league positions from it. It's about picking up points where you can. Within this division, it's so hard to pick up points, as we've seen this year at times. When we should have got wins, we didn't, and when we should have got draws, we haven't as well. And so you've just got to try and pick the points up whenever you can. And this is another game we're prepping now. It's obviously you get less prep time when you play on a Saturday, Tuesday. Tonight we're prepping, we're in training tonight, so we've got a game plan and we'll be going into it, and hopefully the lads can execute it.
And then go back to Tuesday night, it's probably one of our most convincing wins of the season here. It was very comfortable, especially that second half performance.
Yeah, I thought the lads, it's the same again, I sound like I'm repeating myself, but we played Saturday, no real prep, half prepping the lads in the changing room really, and we changed our shape and tweaked our tactics slightly as well on Tuesday night, and the lads took it all on board and they executed it perfectly. They couldn't have executed it anymore. I think we could have took a few more chances. When you watch the game back, we had a couple of other really good chances and we restricted them to hardly any, and they're a good team. They load your box up loads. We knew we had to stop crosses and stop restarts coming into our box because they're very good at it when they get in and around their box, and we restricted them to very, very limited efforts on our goal.
And you made 4 changes as well from the team that lost to Eastleigh. Is there sort of more of a pressure on the players now to perform with the squad as competitive is and sort of the no injury problems? It's probably the biggest pool you've had to choose from this season, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's the biggest thing that we've been trying to get all season. It just hasn't worked out that way. You want a competitive squad. You want someone else knocking on your door, knowing that you've got to play well week in, week out. And look, sometimes it's not just about performance levels. We will change the side and change the personnel depending on what tactics, who suits the shape and who suits the tactics that we're going into. But yeah, football is that. You kind of end up picking the team yourself. If you're that good within your position within the pitch, you stand the team.
Yeah, and then again, back to Tuesday, I guess linking into Saturday as well, it was a very good atmosphere, wasn't it, from our fans, that whole second half. It looked like we almost had half the ground. And then, we're welcoming back a home crowd Saturday as well by the looks of things too.
Yeah, it's a massive plus. Our fans have been incredible this year. All season they've been great, home and away. It's been a real credit, and they've got the reward from it from home fans when we've gone away. The praise of how loud they've been, and they can't believe it, the noise that they make, and for 90 minutes they don't stop backing the lads, and it makes a real impression on the lads, and it helps the lads within those games to dig deep and get the points that we've got.
Yeah, it was a good sort of atmosphere in the end, wasn't it, with the players and the fans? It seemed like that win was really for them.
Yeah, of course. Look, I think we've built a good connection between us as a management team and us as a playing staff, and kind of that mentality now that we're kind of all in it together. And that's what we needed. It's what we needed from day one in this league, and the fans have took it on board, and we've been in it all together. And you see the reaction at the end, the way they celebrate with the players, and the way the players actually go up right up to the fans and celebrate with them. And I think it's a credit to our football club.
Yeah, and then just again looking to Saturday, a lot of fans have said that winning that game will sort of guarantee our status in this league next season. Do you see it that way?
No, we've got a points target. We'll keep striving to get as close as we can to it. If not get to it, it's still mathematically possible to get to where we need to get to, and then we'll see it as a really successful season if we get to it.
Okay, thanks for your time, Chief.
Cheers, Chris.